Hello, and welcome to Imaginary Game News. My name is Caxt, and I will be your host. I've been away for a little while, but now I'm back. I'm here now, when I wasn't before. I was gone, but now I'm not. And this time, I have a vengeance. My vengeance is that I will be covering stories that we've missed from the latter half of 2024. Please use this video as a test of your gaming knowledge. Keep a tally in the comments of how many stories you already knew, and how many you're hearing about for the first time here. I'd like to know, so please share it with the class. Without any further ado, let's get started. In an unprecedented move, Sony's big new Overwatch ripoff Concord was pulled from shelves only 2 weeks after its initial launch. Reportedly, the game had been in development for over 8 years and cost over $100 million to develop. After failing to sell even 25,000 copies, Sony decided that it would be better to delete the game from existence and pretend it never happened than try to recoup any of their losses. Many critics claimed that the game was just too late to the hero shooter party, and then Marvel Overwatch ripoff came out and made an estimated $136 million in the first month alone. So those people were all just dumb and wrong, I guess. Personally, it's hard for me to imagine why the game didn't resonate with gamers. Who can forget such memorable gaming icons, like the blue guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, but he's green this time, or the medic character, but he's really fat, or the badass soldier lady, but she's like really fat though, or like the quirky droid character, but he's just like really fat. Beloved gaming magazine GameInformer has been shut down. The publication has been around for over 30 years, and it developed from a short 6-page magazine that was released every other month into the only reason you've been paying for your GameStop Pro membership. Given that the game magazine powerhouses like Nintendo Power and Electronic Gaming Monthly ended in the 2010s, this truly marks the end of an era. In other words, be sure to subscribe to this channel, or else no more gaming news for you. In other news, my collection of GameInformer magazines is now vintage and aesthetic, so you can place your bids in the comments down below. Unity has decided to walk back its highly controversial runtime fee. 1 year after announcing that Unity would charge game developers every time a player installed a game built in Unity, they finally realized it was a bad idea. Of course, this only comes after the entire internet turned against them, and every indie game developer switched to Godot. Stonks. I, for one, still enjoy working in Unity, and hope that the new CEO, Matt Bromberg, veteran of BioWare, will be able to lead Unity in a better direction, focused on creating a stable, feature-rich development environment, and won't call me a freaking idiot for not monetizing every square inch of my games. Until Godot bundles their .NET support into the standard engine, and then all bets are off. Bleach Rebirth of Souls, an upcoming fighting game set in the anime Bleach universe, finally decided to announce Renji. If you know, you know. Bandai Namco has been releasing regular character reveals on their YouTube channel for months now, and fans had been eagerly awaiting the announcement that fan-favorite character Renji Abarai would be included in the character roster. I'm not sure why everyone was so upset at the reveal order. It makes sense to me that they would reveal much cooler characters first, like the gentle giant Yasutora Sado, aka Chad, everyone's favorite wet rag from Squad 4 Hanataro Yamada, and that one guy who perved on Orihime that one time with the weird mustache. Nintendo finally took legal action against Pocket Pair, the developer of obvious Pokemon ripoff Palworld. They're seeking damages of 10 million yen, or roughly $0 in their company's bottom line, as well as an injunction calling for the game to permanently shut down and prevent the final release of Palworld out of early access. After aping the popularity of Pokemon and cashing in on older fans' frustration with the franchise, Pocket Pair has been desperately trying to differentiate their game from Pokemon in the meantime. Now, with the recent Faebreak update, you can use modules to alter the trajectory and capture success rate of thrown PAL spheres. It's totally different now. Now, if only Nintendo could take some of their seemingly unlimited legal budget and spend it on making a halfway decent Pokemon game, then we'd really be in for a treat. PlayStation released a brand new console, the PS5 Pro. For the low price of $700, you too can enhance your ray tracing and unlock a 45% GPU boost. They call it the Pro because only professional gamers can justify the purchase. It also comes with automatic AI-assisted game upscaling, so if you really don't like looking at AI graphics, well then you're not going to be able to look at video games for much longer. Don't be sad that the time of AI-free games is ending, be happy that we had it for as long as we did. A key Easter egg with the PS5 Pro is that it's actually just a PS5 Slim with the top pulled up. So if you own a PS5 Slim, you can actually start tracing even more rays right now by firmly gripping the top half of your console and pulling up as hard as you can until it pops up. And now for a couple more recent stories. Nintendo has finally unveiled the hotly anticipated sequel to the Nintendo Switch. That's right, we finally have confirmation that Nintendo is going to sell another video game console, which we didn't know until just now. The console features a solid black finish, and now has clicky magnetic controllers instead of those slidey, snappy ones. We can expect to see such games as a new Mario Kart, new Mario side-scrolling platformer game, new Zelda game, new Donkey Kong game. They'll keep making these games until we're all in our graves. That's right, there will be new Mario announcements long after we're both dead and there's nothing we can do to stop it. Controversially, they decided to name the console after their most popular and successful sequel console of all time, and they're going with the Switch U. It's an interesting choice, and I guess we'll just have to see how it all shakes out. NVidia has just released their brand new graphics cards, the GeForce RTX 5080 and the GeForce RTX 5090. You can find them for sale on... well, they've already completely sold out. Apparently the scalpers didn't have any luck with their living rooms full of PS5 Pros, so they've all doubled down on graphics cards. Stonks. The new graphics cards come with game-changing AI and neural rendering capabilities and DLSS4 with multi-frame generation, which are all words that you definitely completely understood before deciding to buy one. This does present even sadder news for people who don't like AI graphics, as you won't be allowed to look at your new PS5 Pro or your computer monitor anymore. I think the much more interesting revelation has nothing to do with the launch of the 5090, but instead the realization that the next NVIDIA product line is going to include the 6090. Nice. Xbox recently hosted their Developer Direct, in which they discussed a slew of upcoming games, including Doom: The Dark Ages, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Ninja Gaiden 4, and South of Midnight. Doom: The Dark Ages is set to release on May 15th and sell 18 billion copies, because of course it will. It's the most metal thing I've ever seen. South of Midnight is set to release just before that in April, because they already know it would be silly to compete with Doom: The Dark Ages. If you think about it though, midnight is when both hands on a clock are facing north, so isn't technically everything south of midnight? Unless if you mean exactly south of midnight, which would just be 6:30 p.m. So congratulations guys, I can't wait until April 8th when I'm able to play 6:30 p.m. And lastly, and most importantly, a new mod for Ninja Gaiden 2 Black adds Wallace to the game. You know, the guy from Wallace and Gromit. That's right, Wallace from Wallace and Gromit is a badass ninja now. There's nothing like the modding community to restore my faith in the future of video games. Today's episode of Imaginary Game News was brought to you by me, and I'm making a video game called Rogue Climber. It's on Steam, and you should help me battle against the oppression of social media algorithms by going to the Steam page and wishlisting the game. It's the only weapon I have to help convince Steam to give the game a fair chance. So please, consider clicking that green button, even if you never plan on buying the game. Thank you, and have a great rest of your evening. Did you do it yet? Did you go to the Steam page? It's in the description. All you gotta do is just click the link and then click the green button to wishlist it. That's it. Very easy, very quick. I mean, you could have done it by now. It would be over. It would be in your wish list. You could just forget about it after that. Would make a difference. Go ahead. I'm waiting.